Welcome to today's show here. And this is a topic that we're going to talk about today that is near and dear to my heart. Because of what we're going to speak about today is how I went from being a pizza delivery driver to actually running my, not my own, but a franchise brand in the United States. And eventually creating my own academy where we get to share all these best practices. But today's show is a summary of the session that I participated on the multi-unit franchising conference a couple of weeks back. And this session is all about creating opportunities for the next generation of leaders. And the reason it's so near and dear to my heart is because the franchise industry, in the ability to create systems and processes for people to be able to grow within the organizations and achieve the American dream of business ownership and success, is why I was able to have the career and success that I had, in the franchise industry. And the reality is that among the franchise organizations and enterprises, there are many superstar employees, like I was one time, that are hungry to grow and succeed and achieve for their own life. And these team members and employees have achieved and overcome many challenges, especially in recent times, and they're looking for the next opportunity. And it is up to you, Mr. Franchisee or Miss Franchisee, to create and offer those opportunities so that they can grow in your organization. Because if you don't, they will then leave you into pursuit of that growth somewhere else. So in this session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing all the best practices and ideas and tips that the panelists in that session shared, and a little bit of additional tips from myself. Now, before I go into the content, let me share who the panelists were. So first of all, it was Mitch Cohen, and he was the moderator of the panel. He is a franchisee, multi-unit franchisee, multi-brand for Jersey Mike's and Sola Salon. In the panel was Austin Campbell, also franchisee from Solo Salon Studios, large multi-unit franchisee, as well as Eric Danver, multi-unit franchisee that actually has over 50 units of hand and stone massage. Also Newman Panchwani, franchisee of Choice Hotels, and Thomas Peterberg, franchise owner of Spherion Staffing. So what I'm going to share with you here is a summary of what I would call the 5 steps of creating opportunities for the next generation of your leaders in your organization. So again, I might intertwine a little bit of my own tips, but if you're interested in knowing what you should do to be able to develop and retain those great people that you have in your organization and help them grow into the leaders for your business, and who knows, maybe franchise ownership in the future, listen up, because this is the tips from the best of the best in the franchise industry. So first of all, the overall topic, or the overall thought behind the session, was how to get employees from part-time to owner. And so the idea is that these are the steps that you should take to develop and give that opportunity for your people. So the very first step to be able to create those opportunities is, like, you and your organization should define a career path for your people. And before you even communicate it, you need to be able to really see your organization, see your structure, and what is a career path that people should follow to be able to achieve their dreams. Because if you're not clear, certainly your people, your team members are not clear. And so being able to really define, document, and graph in some way so that your people are able to understand what is the path, what are the steps that they need to take from going from point A to point B in their career. So that should be the very first step, for you to create what is that path within your organization, so that you can then later share it with everybody so that they know what they need to do to accomplish it. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is look for the rising stars that have desire, because not everybody wants to be a leader. I mean, that is clear. just from observing people, right? Some people just like having a job and, go, do their work every day and go home. But you need to be able to find within your organization, within the four walls, with no limitation of what position they're in, look for the rising stars that have the burning desire to grow. Because if you find that the people with that attitude and that desire, is easy to teach them. It is very difficult, on the other hand, to have someone that may have all the abilities and skills, but does not have the attitude nor the desire to grow. So look first for the people that have desire to grow. And then he says, analyze where they are. Do they meet, or how do they fit with your culture, with your team, with your customers? Because just having the desire to grow is not enough. Many people just want to become CEOs of the companies, but it doesn't mean that they're willing to do the work that it takes to get there. And so not only desire, but see if their thoughts or culture, their values align with yours in your organizations and your teams. Because if you have those two things, the desire to grow and have someone that aligns with the organization's culture and willingness to do the work to get there, that is magical. And then, of course, look in, not don't look just inside, but if you're looking for people beyond the people that you have in your organization, partner with local organizations that can help you achieve or recruit people within all levels that could have those skills. So look for those skills when you're actually interviewing and hiring people in your organization, so that whenever they join you, you already have done the first step of having people with desire to grow. One of the things that I tell our clients is that if you are aggressively growing in your organization, understand that everybody that you're hiring for potential leadership positions. So look for that in every single candidate that comes and joins your organization, but especially so, look in the corners of your own business, of the people that you already have, for that desire, that will, and wanting to grow. So look for those people, because those are the ones that you're going to be able to grow your organization with and help provide that career path that they want and desire so much. So that brings us to the third step. And here's where more work comes to you, but it's work that is going to, pay back in great dividends. And that is, create a development plan for the people that you have identified that not only have the desire, but also the culture and the willingness to do the work to make it happen. That's when you invest the time and effort of building a development plan with them, whether it's you as a franchisee, or if you already have a large enough organization with a district manager, then the district manager does it on their own district, or the unit manager does it with the people inside of their unit. Either way, somebody needs to sit down with those people, those future stars in your organization, and build a development plan for you to then provide training and education and preparation for those people, to assign mentors, so that they can patch up with somebody that maybe is at the level that they want to be, so that they learn what it takes to make that happen, and have someone that is going to be a buddy that's going to give them the hand up. Empower them to do the work that could potentially demonstrate their abilities to succeed, and encourage them to fail, because we don't always win. I mean, the things that took for me in the last 35 years to get to where I am today, all that journey has been paved with a lot of failures, but also a lot of successes. Now, if I was to be too concerned about the failures that happened along my career, I wouldn't be able to take the risks and have the courage to take the risk to do the things that did actually got me to where I am today. So yes, we make mistakes. Help them understand that that is just another step, and help them learn from those mistakes so that they can move forward in their journey of learning how to grow into great leaders. And then, of course, one of the things that, if you are looking at people that are already managers and potential future district managers, who knows, maybe business owners, encourage them to run their business like it's their own. I think that that's one of the secrets of the success that I had in my career, because every time I was working with a master franchisee in a new country, or with, franchisees around the world or United States, I always took my job as if, and I made the decisions and did the work as if that was my business. And I did that because that is the way that I would be able to learn more about whatever the job that I was doing. That was just something innate in me, in myself. But by doing so, I was able to accomplish a lot more than if I just saw my job as if I'm just another employee in this, that is just another job. So encourage them to really run the business as if they own it, because that is where the steep knowledge and education and experience will come for them. So that's step number 3, development plan that will help get them from one place to another in knowledge. Then step 4 is assess the growth. Like once you've done a development plan, it's not over. You have to really go back and check in to see how they're doing in the growth. How are they doing in the development plan? You know, are they growing and improving in the areas, or are they getting stuck somewhere? Because if you don't monitor the development plan, how would you know that they're growing? How would you know who is excelling, in their abilities and skills and knowledge, right? And so being able to assess that growth, monitor that development plan is going to help you understand who is progressing and who is getting closer to the next step. Provide feedback, good, bad, and ugly. If you see that there's challenges, be honest with them. Don't just later make decisions based on the fact that they're struggling without giving them the opportunity to know that they're struggling, or to understand where the opportunities are, where you would like them to do better, so that they know where they need to improve and they can actually do something about it. Very, very important. And as you're doing that, as you're assessing their growth and seeing where the development is going, you're able to make plans for your bench. You're able to start seeing, where are going to be your future needs, whether are within your normal organization, or if, especially if you are growing, a company is scaling and opening more and more units. You want to be able to stay close to the development plans of leaders so that you can make the bench plan for your openings. A lot of the times, franchisee organizations are held back in growth, not because of lack of locations or access to capital, but it is a lot of the times lack of leadership to run those units that stops you and holds you back. So having this step of looking at your people's development and growth and change is what's going to allow you to see and plan for your bench of the future. Which then brings us to step number 5, and that is simply provide the opportunities. You're doing all the work of defining a career path, of looking for those rising stars, building development plans for them, and then assessing the growth and the improvement. If the opportunity comes and then you offer it to someone outside of your organization, you are totally undoing all the positive momentum you created by all the steps before. So whenever there's an opportunity in your organization for leadership, make sure that you share those opportunities with everybody that is in line waiting for them opportunities. And maybe you have them apply. Maybe it's not a done deal. Maybe you still have people from the outside of your organization applying, but give the people that are in your organization that have been loyal and they have the values aligned to them, people that you already know and know you, give them the opportunity to be able to apply and go for those opportunities. And so that's one of the things that you can do in opportunities. And it's not just about whenever the new position opens up, but it's also about if they are leaders in your organization, if they're running your units or your districts, sharing in the profits, sharing in the upside of their work is going to be very important. Whether you're doing it through bonus programs or some of the financial type of benefits, sharing in the upside profitability of your business with those leaders that are making it happen will go a long way in your organization. And who knows, maybe if you all want to grow, and one of the things that's stopping you is the motivation of having great leaders for your units, why not consider operating partners? I know that there are many brands, especially something we heard in this last multi-unit conference, several franchise organizations sharing how they are exploring more and more and applying more and more operating units. This is unit managers that actually have a stake in the company, in the profits of the organization, not as a bonus, but as a true partnership for the business. And this is where you're going to get the complete attention and loyalty and commitment from those people, because they have a stake in the business now. And so that's one of the things that they encourage that you do if you want to be a successful and growing multi-unit franchisee. So as a recap, let's go back to see what are those 5 steps for you to be able to create opportunities for the next generation of leaders in your organization. So number 1, Define a clear career path in your organization and share it with the people in your organization. Number two, look proactively for the rising stars that show the desire and the culture fit in your organization so that you can spend the time to do number three, which is creating a development plan to help them improve in the skills that they need to improve upon to be able to move on to the next step. And of course, step number four, assess the growth, assess the improvement, assess how much better they are at the job so that you can do number five, which is provide the opportunities when those job openings, those next level opportunities open up for your people. And why not eventually could sharing on the profitability on the upside, financial upside of your business by either doing a great bonus program or who knows, maybe doing a operating partnership situation with your leaders, because that is how you're going to be able to have the most committed, passionate, and successful people in your organization. So I hope that this was of value to you. Hopefully it make you think a little bit about your organization and what you can do better to be able to create the opportunities for the next generation of leaders in your organization. Now, I would be remiss to close this session without telling you how the American Franchise Academy can help you. We have three clear, distinct programs to do just that. We have, first of all, we are just now launching a unit management certification program that is specifically designed to help unit managers, assistant managers, and single unit franchisees acquire the skills for management and leadership so that they know how to lead a team and make the unit profitable under their care. A second program is a multi-unit leadership certification program, which actually teaches the district managers, the area supervisors, what are the 7 critical responsibilities and routines that they should do every day to be effective at their job. And of course, last but not least, our signature program, the command program, that is designed to help franchisees develop, document, and delegate the process, systems, and procedures that they need in the management side of the business so that they can delegate operations to their leaders and they can focus on growth or who knows, have vacations. So if you're interested to learn more about how we can support you in building those leaders in your organization and maybe achieve that scalability of multi-unit enterprise in your organization, come and visit us at www.americanfranchiseacademy.com. I can't wait to see you and see how we can help you in your journey. Thank you for being with me today, and we'll see you in the next show. Bye-bye.